You enter this world through a tiny crack, a fracture in the egg that has confined you for 2 months. You push, you strain, you struggle. And the reward for all that effort? A direct blast to the face from the Antarctic wind. This isn't the pleasant chill variety. It's the kind of cold that feels like nature just slapped you without warning. Forget about being cuddled or receiving a warm welcome. This is Antarctica. Your first life lesson is simple. Get used to it. Meanwhile, your father, a creature who looks like he's just endured a midlife crisis, has been standing there for weeks, balancing that egg, which is you, on his feet. No food, no decent sleep, no entertainment, just standing still, enduring gusts of wind strong enough to flip a truck. It sounds moving, sure, but the reality? You're basically a heat pack he's had to lug around just to keep from freezing himself. And now that you finally popped out, he spares you a single glance. Sighs like he's just finished the longest shift of his life and waddles away to find food. That's right. You've just been born, and the only person with any life experience in this icy hell has left. It's not because he's heartless, it's because if he doesn't go, you'll both starve. So congratulations, you have officially spawned into one of the most hostile environments on the planet, surrounded by thousands of other penguins who are just as cold, hungry, and confused as you are. You can't walk, you don't know how to forage, and you know next to nothing. But hey, at least you're still alive. For now. Congratulations, you've survived for a few days. No small feat in a place where simply standing in the wrong spot is enough to turn you into an ice statue. You have now officially entered the childhood phase, though it's honestly more of a survival test than an actual childhood. You're hungry, the kind of gnawing, constant hunger that offers no reprieve. But don't worry, your father is on his way back. Maybe. He has to trudge dozens of kilometers across the ice, sliding like a feathered bowling ball just to reach the ocean. And once there, he'll plunge into water cold enough to power down almost any other living creature instantly, all to catch a few fish to bring back to you. As for you, you stand here, in the middle of a blizzard with no pause button, trying to transform yourself into an inanimate fluff ball to conserve heat. Luckily, you aren't entirely alone. Surrounding you are thousands of kids just like you, cold, hungry, and without a clue what's going on. And that's when you learn the most important life skill, squeezing into the huddle. This isn't some cozy family circle, it's a chaotic, cramped, noisy, and very distinctly smelling mass. But it keeps you alive. On the outer edge, you freeze. Deep inside, you can breathe, though you might have to endure a few accidents from above. Of course, cold and hunger aren't enough. Above you, skuas are circling, eyes glued to the ground like they're browsing a menu. And guess what? You're today's special. If you stray from the group, lag behind a beat, or are simply unlucky, you'll vanish faster than you can even process what's happening. So you cling to the crowd, waddling in tiny steps as if your life depends on it, because it does. Then one day your father returns. No grand soundtrack, no emotional embrace. He simply leans down and vomits fish directly into your mouth. It doesn't sound very appealing, but to you right now, that's a 5-star meal. You bolt it down, feeling life surge back into you. And just as you start to feel a bit better, he leaves again. The cycle repeats, waiting, eating, shivering, and trying not to die. Welcome to childhood. A few weeks pass, and by some miracle, you're still alive. Not thriving or robust by any means, just not dead yet, which counts as a major achievement out here. Your downy feathers are starting to thicken, and you no longer feel like a puffball about to be swept away by the wind at any second. You're standing firmer, occasionally. And that's when you decide to try this thing called walking. Big mistake. Your feet are oversized for your body, the ice is as slick as if it's been polished, and your center of gravity, practically non-existent. You take one step, slide two, and face plant onto the ice like you've just invented a new sport. If there were an audience, they'd probably find it hilarious. Unfortunately, no one here has the spare energy to laugh. Everyone is too busy not freezing to death. Gradually, you learn to balance. waddling one step at a time like a glitchy version of your own species. The wind still shows no mercy. With just one strong gust, you can be blown back meters, spinning like an out-of-control frisbee. You don't panic like you used to, not because you're braver, but because you've grown accustomed to everything always being terrible. This isn't a temporary rough patch. This is your life, and it isn't going to get any easier. But at least you're making progress. You're no longer entirely dependent on standing still and waiting for food. You can move, you can keep up with the group, and most importantly, you no longer wipe out within the first 3 seconds. It's a small win, but out here, even small wins are worth celebrating, if you actually had the time to celebrate. And then, just as you start feeling a bit better about yourself, another truth emerges. Soon, you'll have to leave this place. No more huddles, no more waiting for your parents. Ahead lies the ocean, a place that looks freer and vaster, and is undoubtedly just as dangerous. But hey, that's a problem for future you. For now, you're still just trying to walk straight without smashing your face into the ice. Priorities, right? Then the day finally arrives. No more huddling in the crowd. No more waiting for parents to hand deliver your meals. Before you lies the ocean, vast, deep, and seemingly much freer than that cramped patch of ice. You take a running start, plunge into the water, and immediately regret it. The cold isn't just skin deep anymore, it pierces straight into your skull, as if someone just shoved your brain into a freezer. But hey, you don't have time to panic. It's swim or die. The good news? You're an incredible swimmer. Those clumsy feet that failed you on land are almost useless now, but your flippers kick in like jet engines. You glide through the water fast, sharp, and smooth, a completely different version of the stumbling penguin from before. For a few brief seconds, you actually feel like you've leveled up. The bad news? You aren't the only thing hunting down here. Below you in the dark and frigid depths, something is moving. A leopard seal. Faster than you, bigger than you, and most importantly, hungrier than you. There's no warning, no dramatic soundtrack, just a split second where you realize you're about to become a meal. And so, you accelerate. Not just giving it your best, but the kind of speed where being a second too slow means game over. You swim as if your life depends on it, because it does. Life at sea quickly teaches you one thing. Freedom isn't free. You have to hunt your own fish. It sounds simple, but fish don't exactly sit still and wait for you. You dive, you chase, you miss. Repeat. Many times. Sometimes you succeed. Often you just waste energy for nothing. And all the while you have to keep looking over your shoulder, because at any moment something larger is looking to eat you. Then there's the loneliness. No more thousands of others around to provide warmth or a sense of security. You swim alone, hunt alone, and run alone. Occasionally you encounter other penguins, but no one has the time for small talk. Everyone is too busy surviving. And as if that weren't enough, the ocean has one more little surprise: plastic waste. A shimmering plastic bag floats by, looking somewhat like food. You approach, thinking of taking a bite, then stop. Something in your head says, "Don't be that stupid." Good call, because out here, if you make one small mistake, you don't get a second chance to fix it. After several years of drifting in the open ocean, you start to feel like you've had enough. Enough of swimming alone, hunting alone, and running alone. Something pulls you back to the old place, the colony. Maybe it's instinct. Maybe you're just tired of almost dying every single day. Whatever the reason, you head back. And of course, the place is just as noisy, cramped, and chaotic as you remember. But this time, you aren't the little sprout standing there shivering. You're an adult. And now, your mission is to find a mate. It sounds simple, but look around. Thousands of others are doing the exact same thing. Everyone is squawking, everyone is waddling, everyone is trying to prove they are the one. You do the same. You perform to the best of your ability, hoping someone will actually choose you. And somehow one of them doesn't walk away. That's it. You've paired up. Next comes the romantic part, holding the egg. You stand there for weeks, balancing that egg on your feet, No eating, no leaving, just enduring the cold. Sound familiar? Right. You've just become your father from years ago, and only now do you understand why he looks so utterly spent. Time doesn't stop. You start to get slower. Every swim takes more effort. Every hunt becomes harder. The ocean doesn't care how long you've managed to survive. It only needs you to lag behind by a fraction. And that's enough. One day you see that familiar dark shadow underwater again. A leopard seal. You've escaped it so many times before. But this time, you aren't as fast as you used to be. Maybe you'll get away. Maybe you won't. And then, there is no grand finale. No final epic battle. Just one day, you simply don't come back. The sea and the ice take you as quietly as they always do. And somewhere else, another egg is cracking open. A new you has just begun. You has just begun.